Well, hey everybody, Raj here. I hope you're doing well. I haven't posted a video in a while that stayed up. I posted something a couple weeks ago, but had to make an edit, and YouTube algorithms basically killed any chance I was ever going to see anybody's feed. So I will reiterate something I said in that last video because it's pertinent to both what you're hearing right now and to this video. I had a cancer diagnosis a few months ago. I've had a couple surgeries, so I'm speaking a little funny still going through some of the rehab and trying to get my speech back together. But for now, hopefully you can deal with it. I tell you that because basically I can't wear headphones for any length of time without things starting to hurt. I have some neuropathy through here. That's what happens when you have head and neck cancer. You get surgery and stuff gets weird. So it's fine, and I'm in a great situation. So, however, I found myself at Guitar Center for the first time in a long time, looking for a little practice amp because all my amps are far too loud to be playing at home with my wife working from home. And the only amp I have, I won't say what it is. It's a little modeling amp from one of my favorite companies, but I don't like it. I didn't like the way it sounds. So to make this as concise as possible, I got the Line 6 Spider 520 Mark II. It's the baby of the bunch. It doesn't have a tweeter. It's the only one that doesn't have a tweeter. It has an 8-inch guitar speaker in it. And I got it home, and I hated the presets, which is often the case. It never seems to work with me. It's okay. I expected that. Got the app going within 5 minutes. Was happy with the $169 I had spent. It was a lot of fun. Some great sounds that were musical and fun, and obviously all the effects and stuff. A little lacking in drive pedals, but that's okay. I'd rather have better amps than drive pedals. Not to be one to leave well enough alone, I made some mods, and I figured I'd tell you about them. I don't recommend you do this. It's going to void your warranty. It's potentially dangerous. Take all the precautions if you're going to do it. I never told you to do it. Okay? What I did was immediately open up the back. It's tight. I had to use a spatula. I ruined the spatula. R.I.P. spatula. Once I got the back off, I realized it was just a normal speaker connection. So I did a jumper on that, turned the amp back on when it was connected to a single 12, a couple different single 12 boxes, and it pushed air great. And I was like, man, I should put a jack on here. So I ordered a shunt tip 1/4-inch mono jack, a shunt tip, a mono shunt tip. So I ordered a mono shunt tip. So I ordered a mono shunt tip jack. Shunt tip jack. That's just good rehab work right there. Shunt tip. While I had the back off of this thing, I noticed that I like the sound a lot more as an open back. So I just cut off about a little less than half of the thing. Again, you know, obviously my warranty is it's ancient history at this point. I don't mind. It's $169. I already like the amp. I figured it was going to be worth it. And while I had it open, I was like, man, I wonder, does anybody make a really good 8-inch guitar speaker? And it turns out that Eminence does make an 8-inch speaker in the Patriot series. So I ordered that guy. I put it in, and long story, still long, I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great. I don't think it's going to replace a 15, 20 watt tube amp. It's not going to replace your 412 Mesa. But for a tiny little amp that you can carry with your pinky, it's fantastic. And I actually do think, and I haven't done this yet, but I actually do think that you could bring this in a lot of instances to a rehearsal and hear yourself just fine. Probably need to be mic'd for the rest of the band to hear you. Certainly if you're on in-ears. I am playing this amp louder in this room than I typically play my Deluxe reverbs on stage because we use in-ears. So I mic it up at a really reasonable volume. I'm playing it louder in this room, this little 8-inch speaker, and it blooms well. You know, the low end's in a different place, probably a little higher. I haven't measured where the low end response is, but it's solid. It doesn't rattle. If you hear rattles, it's a myriad of other things in this room. So that's what I did. I made an open back cabinet. I added an extension cabinet jack that basically kills the internal speaker and gives you an ability to hook this thing up to a larger speaker cabinet. So I'll play a little bit. A Strat style guitar here from Blevins Guitar Company. That's me, with Ventera 60s pickups in it and wide open on the neck. Definitely louder than I could be playing if my wife was home. I chose my moments today, friends. Choose your moments. Fourth position. So I'm not going to go through all the, the amps and the effects. There's a lot of regular reviews on this thing online, and actually the Line 6 one that I'll link below has some great playing and some great demonstrations of what you can get out of these units, especially through the USB port. But again, I was just interested in having a practice amp, something at home to play in a room and treat like a hybrid between a modeling amp and a regular guitar amp cab. So now I'm going to plug in the speaker from this Blues Deluxe 12-inch here and let you hear what that sounds like with nothing else changed. I'll leave the settings the same. Obviously, the mic placement's different, but it'll be the same mic. And you can hear what that sounds like through a 12-inch cab. Same guitar. Again, neck. How about fourth position on this guy? So it's really hard to capture the amp in a room sound. I could put up room mics and try to do all sorts of things, but it's just going to change depending on what you're listening through, if you're on a phone or if you're actually listening through speakers or headphones. It doesn't really translate all that well, and it's certainly not definitive in terms of what it's going to be like as an experience for you. All I can do is tell you my thoughts, which is it's a pretty solid experience. I have no desire to go get my Deluxe or any of my bigger amps and bring them in this room or any other room. And when I do want to travel with this thing, although I think it sounds great to the 12-inch, it's not a huge deal. And I wouldn't bring that with me just to go jam somewhere. I would just bring the amp with that Patriot. And, I'm at $270 now. There's a lot of amps you can buy for that amount of money that are more powerful, that are louder, that probably have all the same spec, including other amps in the same series. But I didn't want a tweeter. I didn't want to mess with that. For me and what I wanted, that little champ size amp for, $170 without changing the speaker, I would still have cut the back down and it was fine. If I wasn't kind of, searching for the holy grail of this very particular set of things, I wouldn't have bought that speaker. It's not a huge difference. There is a difference, and particularly at louder levels, if you want to try to use this as a amp in a band situation or a jam situation, that might be something you want to consider. It's the same wattage, but It's a hemp cone speaker. It's made, it's just a better speaker. I think everybody, even at Yamaha, would probably cop to that. But the one they've included is great, and for practicing and all the good stuff, it gets a really bad shake online. A lot of metal guys have put reviews out, or folks that normally kind of lean on that side. I can't tell you about that. Does it djent? I don't know. Does it have a low end? Does it go? Okay, I don't know. Look at those reviews. If you're looking for something to have fun with and you play pop or blues or rock or, whatever else, I think it's worthy of checking out. And if you get it home and you open the box and you hook up the app, do the app first, check it out. And if it doesn't float your boat, return it before you void your warranty. But, don't be like me. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.